And now, the continuing story of Another World.
All right, Blaine. What happened?
Jerry left me last night. How did you find out?
He called Clarice and me.
Did he tell you he walked out on me?
Yeah, but he didn't explain, and that's what I want you to do.
I can't.
Come on, Blaine, what are you fighting about?
I don't know. It was just a fight. I don't know.
You want me to get the truth from Jerry?
Larry, I've got to talk to him first. Did he say where he was when he called you?
No, and I didn't ask.
We gotta find him for me, Larry.
Well, I'm not so sure he wants to be found.
I waited all night. I thought he was gonna come back here.
Well, he didn't sound like a man who was coming back, Blaine.
What do you mean? What did he say?
He said he thought you might need somebody last night.
I did, Larry. I really did.
Is that why you waited for him?
Yeah, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't sleep or eat. I just sat here and watched the door and prayed that he would come through.
You're lying, Blaine.
What?
You weren't even here last night. I started calling you as soon as I heard from Jerry.
Well, I went out for a little while.
Why? Where'd you go?
I needed to get my head straight, that's all.
Well, why didn't you come to Clarice and me? I mean, if you're that upset, why don't you turn to your own family?
I can't stand it when you talk to me like that, Larry.
Well, then you better quit playing this little game and tell me who you were with last night.
Dr. Lockwood. I want to see him in recovery in about 5 minutes, huh?
Yes, Doctor.
Thank you. Oh, kid, hello.
Dr. Matthews?
How's my favorite nurse?
Fine. What are you doing here?
I had surgery this morning.
Dr. Schultz? But you got married yesterday. Aren't you supposed to be on your honeymoon?
Yeah, well, in fact, I am on my honeymoon, yeah. Or at least I am when I'm not here.
Did you decide not to go away?
No, we just put it off for a couple of weeks. I'm covering for Dr. Michaels.
I heard he was sick.
Yeah. How about you? You're on the afternoon shift, aren't you?
Yeah, I had to come in early today to speak with the head nurse.
Oh, I see. That must account for why you're in such a bad mood.
Well, I had to wait around while she decided what to do about me.
What do you mean, what to do about you?
The hospital is letting me go.
Well, but you've only been back for a few days.
I know. That's what's so upsetting about it.
Look, do you want me to look into it for you?
If you look into it, you'll find the head nurse was absolutely right to fire me.
You're always the first one to be suspicious of me, aren't you, Larry?
If I have a reason?
You don't even need a reason.
Jerry's my best friend. He was my partner.
He's my husband.
You did something to Jerry, Blaine, and I want to know what it was.
Did it ever dawn on you that Jerry might be wrong? That you might be wrong?
Well, at least I can count on him to give me both sides of the story.
I haven't even heard both sides of the story, and you're already blaming me.
I didn't say I was blaming you.
It boils down to the same thing. Once. Just once, couldn't you give me the benefit of the doubt? I'm your sister. Doesn't that mean anything to you?
How can you ask that when I pulled you through so many scrapes?
I need your help now, Larry. You're the only one I can turn to.
Hey, look, I want to help you. But you gotta help me. You gotta be completely honest with me.
What makes you think I wouldn't be?
The way you're acting.
What way am I acting?
You're defensive like. I mean, it's like you're trying to hide something from me.
Can you blame me for being upset when my husband has just walked out on me?
Okay, look, I came through the door with a chip on my shoulder. I apologize.
Larry, you don't need to apologize.
Look, I just want to be fair with you, Blaine. If this is all a misunderstanding, let's clear it up.
Jerry only has one misunderstanding. I love him.
Do you?
Yes, I do. And Jerry doesn't believe that. Larry, there's really nothing you can do except take my word for that one thing.
I want to believe you, Blaine. I really do.
Why can't you?
Because I still don't know where you went when he walked out last night. No, Blaine.
No, what?
Don't give me that look. Don't you tell me you can't explain it.
What good does it do when you're suspicious of everything I say before I even say it?
I came over here, didn't I? Doesn't that mean something?
Does it?
Yeah, it means I care. It means I want to help.
Well, you sure have a funny way of showing it.
Why is it so difficult for us to talk now?
Larry, you're making it difficult.
What do you want me to do? I mean, what can I say to make you want to level with me?
Let me know that you're on my side.
I am on your side.
I don't feel it.
Well, that's because there's something going on you don't want me to know about.
No, Larry, there's nothing going on.
How can you say that to me? I ran into Jerry at headquarters. He's about ready to fall apart.
And you don't know what happened? Did you find out what happened? Why?
He's just talking to some guy.
Which guy?
I can't tell you that.
What did that guy say to Jerry?
I don't know. I was out of the room when I came back. Jerry was about ready to explode.
So you think that it was because of me?
I'm just trying to figure it out, Blaine. You know, all I know is that I called you early last night, and you were in pretty bad shape then.
Jerry.
Well, you better answer it.
I can't.
You want me to get it? Hello?
I don't want to talk to anybody but Jerry. Who is it, Larry?
She doesn't want to speak to anyone, Buzz. So it is Buzz, huh? Hey, what's so funny, huh?
Everything.
Look, I warned you to stay away from that creep. You've been lying all the time, haven't you, Blaine, huh?
Even Jerry knows it's not Buzz.
You make me sick.
My husband. Now my brother. Oh, do I have a score to settle?
I'm sorry, Cecile. I don't mean to distress you.
No, you're absolutely right.
Then you do understand my point.
Yes, I never should have published those pictures of Kit and Joey in Bravo.
That's why a written release is so terribly important.
But Mac, I thought it was unnecessary since Kit had already given me her verbal permission.
Ordinarily, perhaps that would have been true, but in this instance, Kit misunderstood you. That's why a written release would have made things clear. She would have refused to sign that.
I could just kick myself for exposing her and Joey to publicity that they didn't want.
Well, we all make mistakes.
Yes, but to hurt one's friends like that, I'm just never going to be able to forgive myself for this.
I'm sure Kit wouldn't want you to feel like that.
After all that they've already been through, now this.
Kit and Joy are such media personalities now. I expect you were just a little overeager to get it into print.
Even if I knew that article would make the magazine sell out, I wouldn't have put it in.
I haven't had a chance to see the latest sales figures.
Of course, they seem irrelevant now that I think of all the harm I might have done.
That issue is already sold out?
Oh, yes. Within 4 days after hitting the newsstands, the distributors are begging us to do another run.
Well, naturally, I'm not going to allow that.
Naturally. We want to limit the damage that's done as much as possible.
Tell me, how do Kit and Joey feel about it now?
I could have died when I found out that Kit hadn't meant for that article to run.
She's upset?
Oh, she tried to hide it, but I'm sure that she was, yes.
You must have had quite a lot of explaining to do then.
Except that she understood right away how I'd gotten the wrong impression.
Did she?
We both remembered our conversation. She was distracted at the time, and she really didn't understand what I was asking.
You said the original conversation happened at a party, I think.
Mm-hmm. She was making dinner for some friends. Mac, Kit and I have been so close ever since I moved in across the hall.
I know that you've often mentioned her.
And I wouldn't do anything to jeopardize that friendship.
No, I'm sure you wouldn't. So how did you and Kit leave things?
Well, she realized that there was nothing else that we could do, but she didn't hold me responsible.
Good. Well, I must talk to Kit and Joy myself.
Oh, Mac, do you really think that that will help?
Well, perhaps not, but I want to be sure to express my apologies in person.
But it was my mistake. Nobody else should have to apologize.
Still, I want Kit to know that she can tell me if there is anything I can do to help her.
Yes, that's a good idea. It will mean a lot coming from you.
I also want to make sure she understands that this was completely unintentional. I'm sure you must feel very bad about the whole affair.
It's been quite a lesson, believe me.
So, how are things at the magazine otherwise?
Oh, fine. We're working very hard on the next issue.
Oh, I want to talk to you about that when you feel up to it.
Oh, well, let's talk about it right now. After all, the magazine does come first.
Well, it's just an idea I had when I was away.
Oh, well, what kind of idea was it?
It's an idea for an article, perhaps even a cover article.
Oh, well, I can't wait to hear what it's all about.
Well, I think that we've got a completely unexplored story right under our nose here in Bay City.
Go on.
After all, the magazine's directed toward women, right?
Yes?
And at the present time, you're running a series of articles on women executives.
That's right.
So why in the world don't we do an article on Gwen?
Gwen? Gwen?
Yes. She owns her own construction company. That's very unusual in itself. She's made a tremendous success of it. I think the Bravo readers would be fascinating to read about her.
That would be a marvelous idea.
Why don't you talk to her about it? See if she'd be interested.
All right, I'll get to work on it right away.
Good.
Mac, you know, I think this is going to be a wonderful story.
I hope you're pleased with the way the research lab has turned out.
Oh, I'm more than pleased. I'm delighted. So much so, in fact, I think it's time we started to discuss my next project.
Oh, all right. Well, what might that be?
A converter plant.
Could you translate that for me, please?
Well, we're going to need converters to change the solar energy into electrical current.
All right.
So my son Rick came up with the bright, although obvious idea that we ought to build the plant right next to the lab.
Yeah, well, sounds like a good idea. Well, if you have trouble finding an outfit that can build it for you, I'll be glad to nose around, see what I can come up with.
I don't think you understand. I want you to do
Me?
it. Yeah, why are you so surprised?
Oh, Taylor, that's extremely sophisticated kind of construction.
Well, only in the final stages.
What makes you think that frame construction could handle an assignment like that?
Your work on the lab, of course.
Well, I don't know. You know, I think I should probably get a quick PhD before I took this one on.
Now, Rick has already started research on it. I'm sure he'll be glad to share all of it with you.
Could I think it over for a few days?
Well, you just take all the time you need.
Knowing you, I guess I have about 36 hours, though, right?
No, I'll be generous. Make it 48.
Oh.
Hello, lads.
Joe, I guess he's threatening to give us another rush assignment here.
Dad told you about the project, huh?
Yeah, he sure did.
What did you say?
She's going to sleep on it.
In the meanwhile, though, I would like to make very sure that all of the kinks have been worked out at the research lab.
Oh, yeah, we're on our way now. We're just waiting for you.
Good. Gwen, I'll give you a call later on.
All right, I'll be here. Oh, hang on now. Let's wait and see if this is for anybody. Hello? Yo. Why, hi, kid. Oh, sure, he's standing right here. Just hang on 1 second. Joey, it's Kid.
Yeah.
I told you we were going to have the hydroponic lab.
Whoa. Wait. Slow down. Now tell me this again. Well, they had no right to do that. So you made a mistake. All right. Shh. Where are you? Okay, I'm gonna come right home. Stop crying, all right? Everything will be all right. Okay. I love you. All right.
What's the problem, Joey?
Kid got fired from the hospital.
What? What'd she say?
There was some mix-up on the medication that she gave someone.
Not a serious mix-up.
No, it wasn't serious, but they're blaming all of it on the publicity from that Bravo article.
That blasted article. I knew there'd be some kind of repercussion from it.
She's pretty upset, I guess.
Yeah.
Taylor, maybe you better go talk to her.
No, I think this is a time when she needs her husband.
Wait, sorry if I take off some time now.
Oh, sure. Take all the time you need, Joe.
You know where to reach me, Joe.
Yeah.
Tell Kid I'm really sorry. Honestly. Poor kid. It just doesn't stop, does it?
No.
Excuse me. Hello? She is? All right, send her in. Cecile de Poulignac's here to see me.
Cecile de Poulignac.
Yeah. She's the editor of Bravo magazine. I would say this was not the right time for her to be walking into my office.
Who is it?
Jordan.
Hi.
I come at a bad time?
Doesn't matter.
I was worried about you.
Where are you?
I heard you and your husband busted up last night.
Well, Buzz sure doesn't waste any time getting the news out, does he?
So, it's true?
Yes, it's true.
I'm sorry. What's the matter? Don't you believe me?
What difference does it make?
I feel responsible.
Don't.
After all, it was me that invited you to the arena.
Well, I'd been wanting to go there anyway.
With me as your escort?
I'm a big girl now. I can take the heat.
Were you two having problems before?
Not for a few months, no.
Didn't take him long to walk out on you then, did it?
Well, Jerry has this thing about trust, you know?
What's the matter? Couldn't he trust you?
No. As it turns out, he couldn't.
You couldn't talk your way out of the jam you in?
Not without telling him how I'd been working with Hazel and with you.
And we wouldn't want him to know that, would we?
No, we wouldn't. So you see, I had no way to defend myself.
Well, I guess that's the break, isn't it?
Yep, I guess so.
Did you camp out here last night?
Yes.
How come, if you had the whole bed to yourself?
I didn't want to be in our bedroom.
You didn't get much sleep last night, did you?
So I'll take a nap later.
I hate to see you so upset, Blaine.
I'll get over it.
You know, for someone who didn't get much sleep, you look awfully pretty.
Do I?
Why don't I take you out to lunch?
No, thank you.
It might do you good to get out. Someplace nice and expensive. You waiting for Jerry to come back?
No.
You hold up well under stress.
If that's a compliment, thanks.
It's a compliment.
Well, I've had a lot of practice.
Well, maybe you should be glad all this has happened.
Really? Why?
Things won't be so rough from now on. After all, you're out of the informing racket.
Why? Because I don't have a cop husband to get information from anymore?
You could get him back if you wanted to.
No.
Then it's over? For good?
It has to be over.
You expecting somebody?
No.
You want me to get lost in the bedroom?
If it's Jerry, it's only going to make matters worse. Margo!
Blaine, honey, I'm sorry to come by without
There's
calling.
no need to apologize.
Well, I can come back later if you're
Margo,
busy.
this is Jordan Scott. Jordan, this is Jerry's mother, Margo Grove.
Nice to see you, Margo.
You know my son, Jerry?
No, I never had that pleasure. I'm a friend of Blaine's.
Oh, I see.
I heard about her trouble, and I thought I'd come over to see if I could do anything to help.
How considerate of you.
Yes, it was, wasn't it?
Blaine, are you all right? I came as soon as I heard.
I guess everybody knows now.
Who's everybody?
Larry was here earlier.
Oh, yeah. Jerry told me he'd called him.
Jerry wanted to Larry to make sure I was okay.
You don't remember me, do you?
Should I?
I thought we might have met before.
I've only been in Bay City for a few months. But I've got one of those faces that, well, people are always thinking they recognize me.
Yeah. That must be it.
I run the new gambling complex in the unincorporated part of Bay City. Maybe they see me there.
Oh. Is that where you met Blaine?
No.
We met through a mutual friend.
In other words, you didn't meet her at the arena?
No. But one of the reasons I'm here is to offer her a job at the arena, if she is interested.
We can talk about that later.
What kind of a job, Mr. Scott?
I think that's between me and Blaine.
Well, it could only be one of a few things. Dealer? Cocktail waitress? Hostess?
Margo used to work in Las Vegas.
Did she?
Yeah. And I wouldn't recommend the same line of work to Blaine.
Nobody's asking you to recommend.
Well, I am still her mother-in-law. And if she and Jerry get back together, she's not going to need a job.
Blaine tells me they won't be getting back together.
Is that how you feel, Blaine?
That's how it is.
Not all of your family and friends agree with you.
Then they don't know the circumstances.
Well, what are the circumstances?
Haven't you talked to Jerry?
Only briefly.
Well, I thought he went to your house last night.
No, he didn't.
Where did he stay?
I don't know. He called me this morning and said he wanted me to meet him out on campus in about an hour.
Did he say why?
No, just that the two of you had separated.
Well, what would he want to talk to you about?
Actually, it's the two of you that should talk. Come with me, Blaine.
No, Margo.
You certain?
It wouldn't do any good.
Might. We could talk alone first.
You want me to leave?
No, stay.
In other words, you won't let me help you.
It wouldn't be any help.
Okay. Maybe not right this minute. But I know that you love my kid. And that's enough for me to go on. See ya.
Sure.
You know where to reach me, honey.
So, what about that job? I'm glad you stopped by, Pop.
Ah, thanks, sweetheart. I just thought I'd drop over and see how you're doing.
Where's Ada this morning?
She had to take Nancy to the doctor.
Something wrong?
No. Just check up.
That reminds me, Cory needs a checkup pretty soon.
Good. Hey, listen, whatever happened to that letter from Delaney?
I answered it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it took me about 10 tries, and I still haven't mailed it. It's right over there.
Oh. What'd you tell him?
Well, pretty much what Larry said I should tell him. That it would be better if he didn't see Cory.
Seems like you had to use an awful lot of words to tell him that, didn't you?
What do you mean, Pop?
Well, the size of that letter, how fat it is.
Well, I sent a couple pictures of Cory, and I told him a little bit about, how Cory's doing, how tall he is, things like that.
You think that was a good idea?
I have to tell him something, Pop.
Why?
He's Cory's father. I owe him that much at least.
Honey, you don't owe him anything.
Pop, how can you say that?
Because it's true. Oh, why waste my time talking to you? You're the last of the world's great softies.
I don't see how sending a couple of pictures of Cory could do any harm.
Honey, sending him information, giving him pictures and stuff like that's just going to make his interest rise, that's all.
But, Pop, he's already interested.
Yeah, well, okay, all right. Yeah, I suppose you're right. I just have a feeling that it's not going to end here, that's all. But I didn't mean to open up a whole can of peas. I'm glad you and Larry have decided what to do together.
Oh, me too.
Cory know about it?
Mm-mm. Oh, no.
Well, I guess that's for the best, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, where's hey, Larry?
Hey, Larry.
Hi, honey. Did you see Blaine?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw her. As far as I'm concerned, it's the last time I'm going to see her.
What happened, Larry?
I don't want to talk about it.
Does anybody want to tell me what's happening around here?
Blaine and Jerry broke up last night, Pop.
No kidding.
He called to say that he was moving out.
Wow. Well, how does she take it?
Pretty bad, I think.
Yeah, well, so did Jerry.
Well, it's probably just a bad fight.
No, it's a lot more than that.
Well, did she explain anything?
She's too busy trying to cover up to explain anything. I tell you, Clarice, I've had it. I've just had it with Blaine.
I'm sorry for stopping by without an appointment, Gwen, but I called earlier and your secretary told me that you were out. So I decided to take a chance and come out here.
Took a chance, did you?
Mm-hmm. I bet you're wondering what this is all about.
Yeah.
Well, Matt came up with an idea for a story in Bravo. You see, we're doing a series on women executives, and he thought that you'd be the perfect subject.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And I agreed with him. Gwen, I think it's going to make a wonderful story.
Oh, well, I'm glad you people think so.
So I decided to come out here right away and see if you're interested.
And that's it, huh?
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Oh, I'm fascinated, Cecile.
Good.
Not by the prospect of doing an interview with you, though. Would you like to know what it is that fascinates me?
And now the next part of Another World.
What fascinates me is that you have the gall to come over here to talk to me after running that Party of the Month article in your magazine about Kit and Joey.
Oh, I don't see any connection.
Joey works for me. Do you know that?
Oh, yes, I know, but I didn't come here to discuss that article in Bravo.
Excuse me, dear. This is my office. I think we can discuss what I want to discuss.
I don't see why you're so upset.
I thought Kit and Joey were supposed to be your friends.
Oh, they are my friends.
Really? Well, heaven help them. What is it they say about a viper at your breast?
I can see that I've come at a rather bad
Just
time.
a minute. I haven't finished.
I'm sorry, but I think that our conversation is over.
You'd love to get away with this little stunt, wouldn't you?
Nobody's pulling any stunt.
Oh, drop the act, Cecile. I'm on to you, okay? If it's Mac you're worried about, I'll make up a reason why I'm refusing to do this article.
I'm not worried about Mac. I'll make up a good one.
Well, I'm glad you're dropping the pretense at any rate.
You know, I don't know what you expect to gain by all this.
Just the satisfaction of you knowing that somebody's on to you.
You've never liked me, have you?
Actually, I liked you quite a lot till you did something to my husband that I find unforgivable.
What did I do to your husband?
Was there so much that you've forgotten? Let me refresh your memory. You decided to capitalize on Kit's notoriety by making her the focus of the nursing story in Bravo magazine. But you were too chicken to take the idea to Mac yourself, so you got Willis to do your dirty work for you.
Oh, you've got it all figured out now, don't you?
Yes, I think I have it pretty well figured out, and I think that if I reminded Mac of the incident, he might figure it out, too.
Mac wouldn't believe you.
I think Mac would believe me, Cecile. I also think he'd believe Willis.
Willis is in Australia.
Well, happily. They do have long-distance telephones in Australia. All I have to do is place the call, Cecile.
And what do you expect that to accomplish?
Well, it might wake Mac up to who's running one of his publications.
Are you doing this to be vindictive?
No, I'm doing it to protect Kit from you.
Look, lady, Kit gave me permission to run those photos
I
in
beg your
Bravo.
pardon. She never even knew she was being asked for her permission.
There was a misunderstanding.
Apparently so.
Look, if you don't believe me, ask Kit. She'll back me up.
You're right, Cecile. She would back you up because she's a really nice, generous girl.
So you see, you can go to Mac for all the good it's going to do you.
Looks like you've got yourself pretty well covered.
Well, if we finish talking, I've got a very busy schedule.
By the way, your friend Kit was fired from her job at the hospital today because of your article.
You all right?
I'm fine.
Sure?
Yes, I'm sorry I fell apart that way.
Are you kidding me? You had every right to fall apart, kid. That was a lousy thing that they did.
Joey, I made a big mistake. I gave a patient the wrong medication.
Everybody makes mistakes, kid.
But this could have been dangerous.
But it wasn't.
It could have been. I should have paid attention to what I was doing.
You got rattled. I mean, the nurse started asking you questions about the Bravo article. You couldn't think straight, that's all.
I can't use that as an excuse.
Why not? Sounds like a pretty good excuse to me, right?
I was trained to deal with stress.
Kid, not the kind of stress that you've been through. Nobody was trained to deal with that.
The hospital was right to fire me.
Kid, you said yourself that they think that you're an excellent nurse, right?
I was a good nurse as Kit Farrell.
You're still a good nurse. You have to put up a fight, kid.
I can't put up a fight when I'm in the wrong.
No, and what are you going to do? You going to sit around here in the apartment all day by yourself?
No, of course not.
All right, what are you going to do?
I don't know.
Ricky offered you a job. Maybe that's still open. Remember he offered you that job before the hospital wanted you back?
I'll talk to him about it.
Maybe that's Rick.
And Dad.
Maybe it's the head nurse crawling on her hands and knees, begging you to have the job come back. Something like that. Maybe it's her.
Hi, Joey.
Hey, how you doing, Mac?
Is Kit in?
Yeah, come on in.
Oh, good. I want to talk to both of you, if I may.
Hello, Matt.
Hi, Kit. I just want you to know how terribly sorry I am about the mix-up over at Bravo.
Was it your fault?
Well, you know the old saying about where the buck stops. In this case, it stops with me.
Well, you're very nice to come by this way.
Well, actually, I want to know how this thing could happen.
I don't really know.
I was very explicit with Cecile about getting your permission before she used those pictures. You did give her your permission, didn't you?
I guess I did.
Yes?
Kit and Cecile, I think there was just some sort of misunderstanding, Mac.
Then it was a mistake.
Yes.
Well, that's what she's afraid of, and she's miserable about it.
Well, I'll talk to her again.
I hope this isn't going to add to your problem.
It already has. Kit's been fired from the hospital.
On what grounds?
It was my doing. It had no connection with the article.
You certain about that?
Yes, the hospital felt obliged to give me a second chance. I think we all knew that it wouldn't work.
So sorry. What can I do to help make things better for you?
Nothing but thank you, just the same.
I don't get it.
I feel awful about this.
Please, I'm sure I can stay.
Hello, Joey, darling. Is my niece here?
Yes, she is.
Oh, my goodness, I just called the hospital and they told me she was no longer working there.
Yep, as of today.
Is it, what happened?
She got fired.
Oh, Kit. Oh, darling, I'm so sorry. Would you tell me everything that happened?
I think it's absolutely horrid what that hospital is doing to you.
Well, you have to look at it from their point of view.
No, we don't. We absolutely don't, do we, Mac?
No.
Besides, if you ask me, I think it's a lot better you're not working in a place that treats its employees in such a cavalier manner.
Well, Kit liked working at the hospital, Miranda.
There'll be other jobs, and I'm sure something much better will come along soon.
I'd rather not think about another job just yet.
You're absolutely right. You shouldn't. And I have something that's going to cheer you up.
What?
I'm going to give you a dinner party.
What kind of dinner party?
A dinner party that all the people that Kit loves will surround her and give her the support she needs right now.
Sounds like Miranda's on to something there.
You see, Mac even thinks it's a good idea.
Well, who's gonna be coming to this dinner party?
You and Kit make up the guest list yourself, and of course your father will be in town, and we must have Mac and Rachel.
Thank you. Well, I'll have to check with Rachel to see how she's feeling.
Oh, hasn't she been feeling well?
Well, she's fine physically, but she gets terribly upset very easily.
Oh, something to do with her pregnancy.
I'm not certain.
You seem very concerned about her, Mac.
Well, actually, I am a little.
It's so odd. The last time I saw her, she was in excellent spirits.
Oh, when was this?
Oh, when you were still away, and I dropped in one day to ask her for dinner.
And you say she seemed fine then?
Oh, yes, she just was wonderful. She just felt terrific. Of course, she was surrounded by a lot of people.
People?
Yes, Mitch Blake was there, and a lot of children.
That must have been one of the days that Nancy and Cory came over there.
I guess so. But I certainly hope she agrees to come to the party. I'm very fond of her.
Well, I'll do my best.
Okay.
I hope she'll come too. Joey and I like Rachel so much.
You see, everyone is fond of Rachel.
She'll be very pleased to hear that.
Mac, thank you for stopping by.
Right, and don't you forget what I said about anything that I can do to
Oh,
help.
I surely won't.
So long, Miranda. Joy?
Mac.
Bye-bye.
Well, I'm glad I finally caught up with my son.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm late. My contracts class ran over, and the professor wanted me to stay to discuss a paper.
Oh, trouble?
No, he liked it. He wanted to know where I got some of my statistics. Thought they were very impressive.
You're very impressive. Can we sit down and talk?
Just a few minutes. I've only got a couple of minutes till my next class.
I don't know how you can concentrate on classwork today.
You mean after last night?
Oh, Jerry, that must have been so upsetting.
It was.
Where'd you stay?
I checked into a motel.
Jerry, you should have come to my place. Well, what are you going to do tonight?
There's a room in the dorm for me.
Are you sure?
Mom, it's better that way.
I saw Blaine.
When?
I stopped by on my way out here.
How is she?
She's not good.
Did she say that?
She didn't have to, I could tell.
Yeah, well, then I think it's wishful thinking on your part.
No, it's not, Jerry.
I don't want to discuss Blaine, Mom, okay?
Why not?
Because what's the point?
Well, I thought that's what you wanted to see me about.
No, I just wanted to touch base, that's all.
Jerry, you've got to talk this out with somebody.
And there is nothing to talk about.
There are always two sides to every question.
You don't understand, Mom.
Well, then explain it to me.
I can't. I just can't.
I really want to understand this, Jerry. I want to help.
It's just too late for anyone to help. We're finished.
Yeah. That's what Blaine keeps saying, but I don't believe it.
Well, believe it. Because it's true.
You know, when I first met Blaine, I didn't much care for her.
Well, first impressions.
But then I got to know her, and I feel differently now.
Well, now, you see, that's just the point. You never did get to know her. Blaine is an actress. She fooled you the way she fooled everyone else. She even fooled her own brother.
Well, I do know one thing, Jerry. That girl loves you.
No, she doesn't. I wonder now whether she ever did.
Yes, she does.
You just don't know the whole story.
Do you know the whole story?
I know there's another man. And that's all I need to know.
I know something else, Jerry. Do you want to know what it is?
Stay tuned for the conclusion of Another World.
I'm not sure that I want to know.
I want you to try to be fair to Blaine, Jerry.
Why? I was fair to her once before, and look where it got me.
This might explain something about that.
Is this something she told you?
No.
Because I wouldn't put it past her to try and use you in some way.
Blaine is caught up in something, Jerry. It's something that she can't handle.
What kind?
And she can't ask for help.
What kind of something?
I don't know yet.
Well, I do. Only I don't know his name.
Well, I could give you that if it would help, but it doesn't make any difference.
I don't want to know.
Blaine is in danger, Jerry. And you've got to find out why.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Another World.